just the other day, someone sent me a video documentary of what happened at the ranch, 𝐬𝐞𝐥𝐟 ranch in Oregon.
Right.
And I watched it and I was mortified. There was all these grown up, but they were kids at the ranch, grown up women and men who had been fiddled as kids by other older sannyasins. And I was there for 4 months in 84 and 4 months in 85, and I never saw it because I was in the mystery school. I was never doing Siva. So I didn't mix with the kids, I didn't see them. But it was just horrifying to watch this documentary that these kids made that has been banned because they mentioned people's names.
I see.
It was a show and tell. And gosh, that sort of thing needed to be cut out immediately, and it wasn't. The kids were not protected at the ranch, and they were not protected in Pune either, and it's disgusting. The people in charge should be held responsible for that damage. When I was in Pune in 1989, there was a bunch of kids helping adults do ketamine, tripping out on ketamine. And so I made a video of it and handed it to Vishrant so he could give it to the police. And it was given to the police so these guys could get arrested for what they were doing. I was advised at the time it was best, because I was sick. I was leaving Pune because I had amoebas and everything else. And it was advised that I leave immediately because my life would be in danger after I handed that video over to the police.
Mm.
Yeah, but it did. It got handed over to the police through Vishrant. And this is the right thing to do. Our job as men and women is to protect children, not to bring them into harm's way. And I was absolutely mortified when I saw this video of what was happening at the ranch and in Pune.
Mm. Well, my
I think
second husband is a Taoist priest, but that didn't stop him.
no, what stops people is manhood. Men do not play with kids sexually. Only little boys pretending to be men do that. There's no maturity in that. There's no maturity in taking advantage of a child.
I mean, over the years, I was with him for 6 years. I found out that he had had a horrific childhood himself. And I do know that hurt people can end up hurting people.
They can.
Yeah, there's no excusing it though.
There's no excuse. You can't make excuses for people to do that sort of behaviour. You can't. Like I was fiddled as a kid by the Roman Catholic brothers at Aquinas College, but I didn't go on to become a pedophile because I know that kids need protection. They don't need to be hurt by the sexual desires of men. That's childish.
Hmm. And in my case, it went on for some years because I didn't realise a second person would do the same exact thing as I had already been through with the first.
Ah.
I went to the Department of Child Protection here in Perth.
Yep.
They let him off the hook.
Yeah.
He was German, and they said, well, it might be a cultural thing. But I mean,
hang on, my bullshit button just went off. Bullshit's cultural.
I know, but that's what I had to hear from our authorities.
Oh, wow. That's ridiculous. You see, the reason I'm talking about it tonight to you is I think this needs to be spoken about. I think we can't sweep this under the rug and pretend it's okay. I think men and women need to protect children, protect the elderly, protect the people who aren't quite right. That's our job, you know. If we start taking advantage of the disadvantaged or the young, we should be locked up, you know, as far as I'm concerned. The kids need to be protected.
Well, the reason I had to miss last night was, again, because something came up with her. And I just think it's always going to come up. You know, she's getting better slowly. She's nearly 25, but something will trigger it and it'll come up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very fortunate in that I got into the healing process when I was 19 years of age and did extensive encounter groups, extensive healing sessions. And I did heal it all, but it should never have happened.
Oh, my heart is very, I feel for you for the St. Aquinas thing. That's terrible.
Mm. Yep. But this is the world we live in. But men and women who are mature will not allow this to happen. It needs to be brought into the light so these people can be stopped.
Yes. And I think I failed in that. I mean, I did try with that department, but after that I didn't, because, they more or less told him he was okay.
Rubbish.
I know, but
He should have been charged. He should have been charged with statutory rape, which is what it is.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry for your experiences. You have my total support.
Thank you so much, Vishrant. And I will say that during this whole time I was still a sannyasin. Obviously, I became a sannyasin first, and so I have I have had a very good life because of that.
Yeah.
It's just like a major dip.
I got a great deal out of being a sannyasin also. It changed my life immeasurably. I got to find my heart. But what these other immature pricks were up to is not okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.